In this video, we'll be reflecting on some of the deeper meanings in the movie Spider-Man: No Way Home. First of all, I just want to say that I love me some Marvel movies. I basically grew up reading these Marvel comic books, particularly the X-Men line, and I have to say that I've thoroughly enjoyed seeing these comic book heroes come to life on the big screen. And over the course of my life so far, I've noticed that God, spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it, speaks to us in different ways. And for me, what I find is that a lot of insight and thought provoking questions about life come through in the TV shows and the movies that I watch. Can you relate to that in any way? So, after watching the latest MCU blockbuster film, Spider-Man: No Way Home, a really big question came to my mind. Do people, including the bad guys, deserve a second chance? And from thinking about this question and, reflecting on Spider-Man's actions and choices in the movie, another question came up. Why do I even care about Spider-Man? What is it about him that so many of us find appealing? Is it his humor? Is it his powers? Or, is it just his good looks? I don't know. You tell me. I'd love to know what you like so much about Spider-Man. Type it down in the comments below. Aloha, beautiful souls. My name is Ryan of Transolution, and I'm here to assist you on your spiritual journey of deep transformation and self-discovery. So if you haven't watched Spider-Man: No Way Home yet, and you don't really appreciate spoilers, now is your chance to exit out of this video, but you can definitely come back and check this out once you've had a chance to experience the movie for yourself. And for those of you that are still with me, let's get to talking. So, while I was watching this movie and for the time afterward, I got to wondering, do people, including bad guys, really deserve to have a second chance? According to Aunt May and Peter Parker, they sure do. Now, in the movie, after Peter collects and rounds up all the bad guys in Doctor Strange's prison unit, he has the opportunity to send them back to their home dimension, thereby, fixing his mistake and being able to move forward. But of course, there's a little kink to that plan because, as the classic hero archetype that Spider-Man is, he finds out that, upon returning some of these bad guys back to their home dimensions, they're not really going to meet with such a great fate. Some of them are actually going to end up dying. And so what does Spider-Man figure? Being the hero that he is, he figures, why not help these bad guys? Why not help these villains? I guess that's what makes him a hero, right? Is that he really is willing to help anybody and everybody. And to be totally honest, I was kind of annoyed by this at first because in my head I'm thinking dude, these people don't belong in this dimension. You need to send them back home because who knows what happened to the time-space continuum by having them come into this dimension and stay here. Were you guys thinking the same thing? And at this point in the movie, I was reminded of that phrase, no good deed goes unpunished. Have you ever heard of that one before? If you haven't, it basically refers to the idea that acts of kindness can backfire on people and come right around later on and bite them in the butt. Do you ever remember watching a similar idea play out in a TV show or a movie? Where the good guy, they let the bad guy go, or they let the bad guy help out with some kind of task. And what ends up happening is the bad guy just ends up doing bad things. And I don't know about you, but when things like that go down, I get so frustrated. I'm like, man, why did you let the bad guy go? Come on, now they went and messed someone else's life up. Have you ever thought that to yourself before? And in real life, people give other people second chances all the time. And sometimes when we give people second chances, we end up getting hurt again. So, why is it that we do that? So, anyway, in this movie, this, doing a good deed and having it come right on and bite us in the butt later thing totally happens to Spider Man. Spider Man thinks that he's doing a good thing by helping all these bad guys out and, trying to cure their ailments and their issues. But then what ends up happening, guys? Aunt May gets killed during a fight with the Green Goblin. I mean, that's pretty sucky, right? But then again, we get to see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire reprise their roles as Spider Man, and that was totally cool. I mean, still not cool that Aunt May died. Anyway, I mean, back to the original question. Do people, including the bad guys, deserve a second chance? And, I don't think the answer to that question is really all that clear. On the one hand, if we didn't give people second chances, then that's like basically saying that we don't believe that people can change. And I don't think that's true at all. I think everybody has the capability of change if they choose it. I don't think it's right that we take away people's opportunity to show us that they can change or to act on that change by, automatically writing them off or presuming that once a bad guy, always a bad guy, once a cheater, always a cheater, like taking that opportunity away from them from going ahead and changing. On another level, I think giving people second chances is also like forgiving them. A second chance is like an act of forgiveness, and it's important for us to be able to forgive others for their wrongdoings. I mean, why? Well, it's because when you harbor and hold on to that anger and that resentment and that grief caused by the wrongdoing, it's you that also ends up suffering. And that has a negative effect on your own energy and your soul as well. Now, when it comes to the villains in the movie that are, in Spider Man No Way Home, maybe you have a different opinion on that. So what is your opinion? Type it down in the comments below. Did Peter do the right thing by trying to help these bad guys? I mean, are you Team Spider Man? Or do you have a different opinion? Now, let me be honest with you. Although I thoroughly enjoyed all the action scenes and I really loved the emotional highs and lows during this movie, seeing Peter Parker, well, aka Spider Man, make all these choices and like create this huge train wreck of a scenario, it really got me wondering, why am I so into Tom Holland's portrayal of Spider Man despite all the mistakes and screw ups that he keeps finding himself in? Honestly, I wasn't sure at first. But then the answer came to me when I was watching Screen Crush's video here on YouTube when he was recapping Spider Man No Way Home. The reason why I, and perhaps a lot of other people, really like Spider Man is because he isn't perfect. I mean, he's not like Superman, he's not like Captain America, who are like almost so perfect that they're not even relatable and maybe even a little bit annoying. But Spider Man, now Spider Man, with all his imperfections, now he is totally a relatable character. Spider Man is someone who does a lot of good deeds and he has a good heart and good intentions, but despite all that, he still makes mistakes. And I mean, none of us can say we've never made a mistake before in our life. But what's so admirable about Spider Man is that when he makes a mistake, he doesn't, try to cover it up or run away from it or just flat out give up. I mean, he tries to fix his mistake, he tries to right the wrongs. And that's what I think is so lovable about Spider Man. But most important of all, he learns from his mistakes so that he doesn't repeat them again. So maybe whether or not you believe in giving people second chances, the fact of the matter is that we all make mistakes and we're all worthy of forgiveness and grace. Thank you all for hanging out with me and doing some reflecting on the deeper meanings within Spider Man No Way Home. I hope you enjoyed that movie just as much as I did. And if you enjoyed the topic of this video and you'd like to see more like it, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that like button, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And to make sure you get to continue to enjoy similar content, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn the notifications on so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. And before you go, I just wanted to share with you this amazing opportunity that I have for a group of wonderful souls in 2022. If you have been struggling with repeating patterns and behaviors in your life that seem to be blocking you and holding you back from achieving and gaining the things that you've always wanted, I'd love to connect with you. Check out my website at www.transformwithryan.com, and on that website you'll find a free mini masterclass sharing one of the techniques that I've used to break out of these unproductive, unhelpful patterns in my life so that I can go on to manifest the things that I really want. If that mini masterclass and my content resonates with you in any way, please make sure to book that free exploratory call with me so we can discuss the ways in which I can assist you further on your journey. Mahalos, everyone. Happy New Year.